Hello, everybody, and welcome to World Talks, where every word matters. My name is Don Arleth. Top jobs in the European Union are still up for grabs, as there are still several important posts open. Poland may be vying to fill as many as possible. One key Polish official is constantly hounded by the press. That's Poland's Foreign Minister, Radosław Sikorski. There's speculation that he'd like to take on one of these key roles, perhaps as the head of the EU diplomacy or EU Commissioner for Defense, perhaps others, although the latter may have yet to have been created. So now joining me here to discuss this rampant speculation is EU expert from the Geremek Foundation, Piotr Kaczyński. Hello, and thanks for joining us today.
Hello, good to be back.
Now, the Polish press is fascinated with the possibility of Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski getting a top post in Brussels. What are the chances that he will, although he constantly deflects that this is a possibility?
Because for now, it's a pure speculation.
Right, exactly. Well, of course, on behalf of the press, but, you know, what roles could he take on? And would he take them, maybe potentially one of them on?
Well, he's like if there's elections for a new pope, there's some people who are like candidates for this basically let's say new pope, and Mr. Sikorski he's like a candidate for a few of those different places. He could be what you just said, a new high commissioner, high representative for foreign affairs. He could be defense commissioner. He could be the commissioner of the enlargement. So he could be also like secretary of NATO as well. So but it's speculation. It's only speculation for now.
It's only why do you think that the Polish press is so fascinated with this? Is it because they assume that after Donald Tusk has been in Brussels that Radosław Sikorski is the next natural politician from that side to...
Well, if you remember Polish politics 10 years ago, in 2014, there was already back then speculation that Radosław Sikorski could be either a SecGen of NATO or he could be something else. He was a candidate for presidency in 2010 when he lost to Bronisław Komorowski in kind of early election in PO. So he's always a candidate for top jobs everywhere. He's also a candidate, potentially a candidate for presidency of the Poland next year. Who knows?
Okay, so the speculation will remain around every corner. We can always count him in the running, potentially, from a media standpoint. Well, we saw a disagreement coming out of Brussels last night. It was assumed that von der Leyen would continue her post as European Council President.
Commission President.
Yes, Commission President. Now, what happened and where are we at right now?
Well, all this media speculation that the leaders would meet and would decide just in 5 minutes, oh, Ursula, Antonio, Kaja, there you go, done, let's move on. No. It's never going to be like this. It's never going to be like this because there will be different... you have 27 people who have great egos, 27 leaders of their countries. Look at Giorgia Meloni. She lost. She won in Italy, but she lost those elections she was trying to get something from Europe, and now all those speculations are saying no Italians anywhere. The biggest Italian prize could be that Italians could be like a leader of socialists and Democrats inside the parliament. So maybe in the second half of European Parliament, an Italian could be a president of the parliament, but not Giorgia Meloni's people, but the opposition of Meloni.
Well, but isn't that kind of one of the bones of contention that they tried to split up the term for the European Parliament? Is it European Parliament president?
No, let me explain. European Parliament president is always split into two halves.
Is always split. Okay.
And now European Council president.
Right.
That's the new idea.
Okay.
So according to the treaties, we have a presidency of the European Council which lasts 2.5 years. But the previous 3 presidents served 2 terms which amounted for 5 years each. So by now, everybody expects the next president of the European Council to serve 5 years. Right? And that is supposed to be Mr. Antonio Costa from Portugal. But now this is what happened yesterday. Prime Minister of Croatia, this is according to media reports, Prime Minister of Croatia, Mr. Plenković, suggested that maybe we'll split this, and Antonio Costa will be for the first half, but the second half will be for somebody else from EPP.
EPP, right.
Probably for him.
Yeah, right, for him. Okay, well, so, all right. So this has caused a little bit of disagreement there in Brussels. So we talked about 4 people for the main jobs, for the top jobs in Europe. So we have Costa, we have Kaja Kallas, Metsola, and then, of course, Ursula von der Leyen. Press reports are saying that 3 of these positions are pretty certain. And I think we can read from what happened yesterday that it's von der Leyen. Or course,
there you go.
I mean, I'm trying to discern myself. Who are we talking about now? That's
everybody has little problems.
Yeah.
Everybody has little problems. Mr. Costa has his problems in Portugal, in Lisbon. He has he left the post as prime minister because there were some corruption scandals, but he seems to be okay. But we don't know exactly. He's not like super clean 100% yet. Kaja Kallas, she has a little problem in Tallinn this week. We are only on Tuesday, right? So yesterday there was reports from Tallinn suggesting that there was some problem with defense contracts in Estonia, right? And then we have Ursula von der Leyen, who has a little problem with the Pfizer gate in Germany and Brussels. So look, they are politicians. Politicians usually have some problems out there. So if they have the mandate to lead us, so to speak, then they will be quite fine. The problem really is that EPP is super strong, and the socialists are not. And this is where this problem with Costa truly is. I checked in 2014. In 2014, there were 2 EPP presidents. It was a president of the Commission, Mr. Juncker, and president of the European Council, Mr. Tusk, both from EPP. EPP back then had 14 members in the European Council out of 28. Today, EPP has 12 members in the European Council. So it's not that little, you know. They can dictate what's going to happen.
Right. Now, Donald Tusk has been called, well, a weaver by the La Repubblica, Italian media, saying that if there is anyone who counts in post-election traumatized Europe, it's the Polish Prime Minister. So exactly how much power does Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk now wield? And we also have the situation with Ewa Kopacz, who is not going as deputy head of the EPP. Poland is the largest representative in the EPP. It has the most seats.
Well, at the government level, yeah.
Right. So putting this all together, what can we learn basically from Poland's increased role in the European Union, and will we take home some top jobs?
It's a good follow-up. So the first point, this is Tusk's year. Nobody expected this to happen, but it happened like this. The government in Berlin, the government in Paris are weakened after those elections. There will be elections in Paris. Tusk is right now the strongest leader in Europe, in the European Union. He is stronger than the Chancellor in Germany, President of France, or Prime Minister in Rome. So he's number one. This is Tusk's year, and I will tell you why it's 1 year. Because in the first half of 2025, there will be presidency of the Council, Polish presidency of the Council. So Tusk's government will be leading the works of the Council of the European Union. And then in the fall, there will be elections in Germany. And the new government in Germany will get a new mandate, and we'll see, of course, who's going to win it. But whoever wins it will have a new mandate to lead the biggest country in the European Union.
Okay, now about Poland and its ambitions. Are we going to get any top jobs, and if so, where might they be?
I think so. I think we as Poland will get a commissioner who is going to be vice president of the European Commission with a very strong portfolio. And whether it will be defense or enlargement, we don't know. It's subject to negotiations between von der Leyen if she's appointed. But this is very important that Poles have a tremendous impact also on the agenda of the Commission. So it's not only about the post, but it's also about the agenda of the next Commission.
Which is very important, especially from our perspective. And finally, is Radosław Sikorski going to take up one of those posts if given?
I think it will be decision not by Radosław Sikorski. I think it will be decision by Tusk, who is going to be the commissioner. And Tusk is going to call the shots here. And if it's going to be Sikorski, it's going to be Sikorski. But to finish on the lighter note, every 5 years we have had a commissioner coming from Poland who was either female or male. So now it should be turned for ladies.
Okay, very interesting. All right, well, Piotr Kaczyński, EU expert from the Germek Foundation, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Don.
And that concludes this edition of World Talks. Thanks for joining us, and stay with us for more here on TVP World.